Welcome to the story of travel without fear. The crowded departure lounge buzzed with announcements and the rolling sound of suitcase wheels. 22-year-old Maya Patel sat by the window, her fingers wrapped around a paper cup of tea, watching planes rise into the sky. This was her first trip abroad alone. Her parents had been worried. "Are you sure you don't want to go with a group?" her mother asked the night before. "If I wait for company," Maya replied gently, "I might never go." She had dreamed of seeing the world since she was a teenager. But growing up in a small coastal town, fear had always been the shadow behind that dream. Fear of getting lost, fear of not knowing the language, fear of what if something goes wrong. But the past year had changed her. She had learned that fear was a poor travel companion. Her first destination was Rome. The cobblestone streets, golden light, and smell of fresh espresso hit her senses like a painting come to life. She navigated the metro with the help of a translation app, laughed with a street vendor who taught her how to say grazie mille properly, and sat on the Spanish steps eating gelato, feeling like the world was opening its arms to her. On her second day, she joined a small walking tour. At first, she stayed near the back, quietly observing. But when the guide asked if anyone had questions, Maya's voice rose over the hum of the crowd. "How old is the Colosseum exactly?" she asked. The guide smiled, impressed, and the group turned to listen. For the rest of the tour, she found herself talking to strangers, an older couple from Canada, a college student from Brazil, realizing how easy it was to connect once you took the first step. From Italy, she flew to Greece. The ferry to Santorini swayed gently under her feet, and for a moment, anxiety returned. She remembered her father's warning about traveling alone. "Stay alert, don't take risks." But as the blue domes and whitewashed houses of the island came into view, she pushed the fear aside. On her third evening there, she dined at a cliffside cafe. The owner, a woman in her 50s, noticed Maya's travel notebook and struck up a conversation. "You are alone?" she asked. "Yes," Maya said with a smile. "Good," the woman replied, pouring her more tea. "When you travel alone, you meet yourself." The words sank deep into Maya's heart. By the time she reached her third destination, Istanbul, she felt like a different person. She navigated bazaars with confidence, bargaining for hand-woven scarves and tasting foods she couldn't pronounce. When she got lost trying to find a tram stop, she stopped a young man for help. Instead of panic, she felt curious. He walked her to the right street, and they ended up sharing baklava and tea in a small cafe, talking about the mix of cultures in the city. Every country brought its challenges: delayed trains, confusing street signs, moments of loneliness. But each obstacle was a lesson. Maya learned that asking for help wasn't weakness, that trusting her instincts kept her safe, and that small risks often led to the best memories. Weeks later, as she sat in an airport lounge waiting for her flight home, she opened her travel notebook. On the first page she had once scribbled, "Be careful, be safe, don't trust strangers." Now, she wrote, "Be open, be aware, trust yourself." When her parents greeted her at the airport, her mother hugged her tight. "We worried every day," she said. "I know," Maya replied. "But I learned something." "What's that?" her father asked. "That fear keeps your feet still," she said with a quiet smile. "But courage takes you places." As they walked toward the exit, Maya glanced back at the departures board. She knew this trip was only the beginning. The world was vast, and she was no longer afraid to see it. The end.